Lucky Boys Podcast.
All the inspiration comes from the way I was raised in China as a kid. You know, like Asian parents always compare you to other children. Like
Facts.
facts. Yeah.
Even children on TV.
Exactly. And 99% is never good enough. Nothing is ever good enough, right? Nothing.
Unless you make it to the Chinese newspaper.
Oh yeah.
That's when they show you off.
Yeah.
Oh my! They show you off behind your backs all the time, but when you see them, they're like, "You're shit." You know? So I took all of that, and it's interesting now that I've kind of westernized, and I've spoken to Americans who feel very differently about that whole tiger mom or being harsh on your children. Just a very simple example: my mom calls me and tells me I'm fat, like like every week. Out of absolute love, right? She's like, you're an actor, you need to look good on camera, you need to look attractive, so you need to lose weight. And I understand that now completely, but like when I tell my white American friends, they're like, oh my God, that's harsh. How do you say that to your child? They're hurting their feelings. But so what I've done is I've taken all of those things that, yeah, they do hurt, absolutely. When you're being scolded, when you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not talented enough, which I've heard all of those things. Like, it does kind of hurt a little bit, but I've found a way to twist it into comedy. And many comedians do this, right?
Where they twist their pain.
Yeah, into comedy, yeah. And I made videos of this bigger than life character called Asian Dad. I didn't give him a name on purpose because there's that feeling of familiarity where you never really know your friend's dad's name. In my entire childhood, every friend I've ever hung out with, you never knew their dad's name.
I would be like, oh, that's Sean's dad.
Mr. something, yeah,
Or,
Mr.
yeah,
He, Mr. Chan. Yeah, you never know their name. So I purposely didn't give him a name for that reason. And I made videos like Asian Parent Punishments, where I twisted the reality of that whole tiger mom thing into a masterclass. And I thought that was one of the best ideas I've ever had in my life, where he would sit down and teach, like, hello, welcome to I'm a professional Asian dad. Welcome to my failure management course. Here's how you manage your failure with an effective strategy. So yeah, and this whole failure thing, which is so funny to me. I romanticize failure now that I've come to understand like success, right? It is many failures. So,
yes. Oh my gosh.
Right. It's
I love
every
that you said
person
that.
who's been there knows.
Because
yeah.
a lot of us are afraid to fail.
Yeah. And there's no reason to be.
And when you actually embrace failure, when you romanticize it,
yeah,
it changes the definition. That when you look at failure, you go, well, okay, I know that doesn't work. Let me.
And how do I do better? Yeah. How do I do better every
Yeah.
time? So I've built this absolute culture around calling myself failure. Like my Asian dad character will call young version me failure all the time. Like you get 99 in math, failure. You didn't be the best basketball player on the team, failure. You didn't do this, failure. You played the piano piece wrong. Like I build an absolute culture out of calling myself failure, to the point where like if you just go in any of my comments, there's dozens of people just saying failure. And I find it hilarious. I really love that.
They jump in on, they get it.
Yeah,
But then what about YouTube's algorithm? They're going, oh,
I know. I have seen.
You should have said brilliant, good, amazing.
I've legit, you know the way you go into your comments, right? There's a thing that says held for review, and they hold comments that they don't show you, they don't publish it, and so many of them just says failure.
Oh wow! YouTube is probably like, poor guy.
Yeah.
But some of them go through.
Oh yeah, many of them will go through, but because that's why I wanted to bring up this failure thing. It's because you mentioned you don't want to get a high ego, right? You don't want to get too high on reading comments and people telling you you're brilliant, I love you and stuff. After building that familiarity with failure and literally having my entire fan base bully me all the time. If you see any of my reactionary videos on this, Reddit, like they make memes of me just being a failure, being a disappointment, you know, is memes like Steven breathes his dad, disappointment.